we're going to start with what we call puppet aerobics. And as you know, you use your hand. These are what we call rod arm puppets. We're not using marionettes. You know, somebody was asking me if we were going to do that when I was telling them about it. Different type of stage, different type of puppets. But the rod arm puppets, you usually go up through the bottom. There's no legs on them, unless you get a vent doll that you're using that's soft. I do have one, but I didn't put it out. They go in from like at the back. All right. But what we're going to do is get your hand up here. I want you to kind of loosen it up, loosen up your fingers a little bit. I want you to get used to the hand being, you know, remember, you want to relax, so don't get nervous and that, because that doesn't help you at all. I found with all my ministries, if you don't relax, you just not going to be able to do it. So you want to get those fingers loosened up. You might want to shake your hand a little bit. Okay, get that up, okay?
My hand's tired already.
Okay, now, I want you to put your hands up in your ear. I want you to put it behind your ear.
Whoa.
Now, that feels funny, don't it? But that's the way you're supposed to do it. Now I want you to take your hand, I want you to push it down as far as you can out that, so it kind of looks like this. Okay? Now, you got to keep your arm straight. Try to have it behind your ear. If it feels funny, if it hurts, somebody told me if it don't hurt, you're not doing it right. So, but that's the way you do it, okay? And the lower, your finger here, your thumb actually, is going to be the part that actually moves the mouth, okay? Now, let's just put it down, check it out. We're going to do some, I'm going to do some counting with you. This is called, this is so you don't bite the words of the different things. Some of the songs go real fast too. When you're doing the actual mouth movement, you're the one that's going to do the singing. But this helps you so you get the understanding of what you're supposed to do. And if you get the puppet moving, even if you miss a little bit, they don't notice. And don't tell them you did, because what they don't know won't hurt them. But it can get to the point sometimes where, you know, it's hard to keep up with the tape or whatever. So it's something you want to learn this first, and then we'll get into maybe listening to some music, okay? Now, just put your hand like this, okay? Now, we're going to count, and for each syllable, now here's a secret I learned from somebody. If you don't know how to do this, you're working on a skit, you're not sure how many syllables, take your hand, this hand, put it under your chin, and say the word. Say one. How many times did it hit your hand? Once. You're going to open your mouth and close it once. Okay? Now, the word 11, when you're counting, how many times does it hit your hand? 3 times. Yeah, that means you're going to be opening and closing the mouth 3 times for that one word. Okay? 7, 2. Okay? So we're going to count to 20 using your hand. Okay? And just make sure you can hold it down here. Make sure you're holding it. The reason why you hold your hand like this, by the way, is so that the puppet, when you have it on, is looking at the audience. If you relax it, it goes up, the puppet starts looking at the ceiling. If you hold it down too far, they're looking at the floor. Okay? The puppet's really got to have your attention, and if they're up at the ceiling, or that doesn't work. It looks really bad. We're gonna count to 20, okay? We're gonna see how you can keep your hand going in sync. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay? Now I want you all to do. I want to hear you doing it. So we're all going to go through it again. Now you're not going to do it just once now. So I want to hear you all do it. Okay? You guys go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay? Now, after a while, your hand's going to get sore doing that, but that's how you do that. Do you have any other ideas for puppet aerobics that they used? Did they do that kind of thing? Okay. I want to do John 3:16. We're going to run through that for something that we can do with the puppet, because you're going to get a lot of words, you're going to get a lot of scripts at times. This is going to be a 6-week crash course, but we're going to teach them single arm thing. We're not going to do two, and but I want to at least get them to know a little bit about the basics. And if we go forward and do this more, we'll learn more things. But we're going to do, let's do the counting a little bit more. I want you to get used to doing that, and then we'll go into doing John 3:16. Okay, so let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You got to remember, you got to do it for each syllable, or it's going to look like what we call biting the words. When the word is being said, the mouth is either open or closed. You don't want to do that. You got to make sure you always start out in this position, and don't leave the mouth open. Some people accidentally hold the mouth open on the puppet. That's not going to look good either. So make sure you keep your hand closed, okay, when you do it. All right, let's go through John 3:16. So let's go. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Now, there's some threes in there. There are some words, the syllables are 4 too. Okay, so let's do that again, okay? John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Now, as you notice, I watch my hand. It helps you. Okay, watch your hand when you're doing. It does help you. And then when you're doing puppets with the tapes or whatever we have, it's going to help a lot, and they go fast. I was just doing one today, and I hadn't been doing this for a while. I'm like, wow, I got through it. But some of these things are long, okay, and you're going to notice that the puppets put some weight on your hand, and sometimes we're going to have other things like a plastic guitar, a hat, or whatever. That puts more weight. Now, this is a little secret I learned to strengthen your arms, but I don't know.
Titus is in there. Titus.
Oh, okay. But Titus and Jasmine, young kids, if they're doing puppets, I wouldn't suggest doing this yet until they get older. But for older folks, get like 10-pound weights, okay, and just do weight training up and down, because you want to strengthen this muscle in here, okay. And believe me, you'll find out that it hurts, but after a while you'll get used to it, and you're going to be able to hold up the puppet for the duration of whatever it is you're supposed to do it for. Some of the songs can be very long, some of the sketches. I remember doing one where we had a train conductor, and I was the only one able to hold my arm up for the whole time. So I got to be the train conductor rather, at that time. So, and then everybody else just came in and did their parts and left. But you're gonna have to find out if you're gonna have a strong enough arm. So if you want to do like a 10-pound weight or better, 10 pounds is pretty good. That's what I ended up getting, and I got 2 of them. Because sometimes you end up doing 2 of them. Sometimes you end up doing 2 puppets. I've actually done both of them because I was the only one there, and they wanted me to do puppets somewhere. So okay, I ended up doing both of them. So, let's do the counting one more time.
All right.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, the reason why I'm talking in between, I'm trying to keep you from getting your arms sore. Okay, so that is something we can do. Now, you can do that at home, okay? That's something you can work on. The other thing people like to do, if you don't be doing this driving though, if you got the radio on in the car, do the puppet. But don't get distracted. I don't want you driving and doing it. I don't want to be, if you get in a wreck, I don't want it to be my fault. Okay, don't do it if you're driving. But if you're in the car and somebody's, you know, got the radio on, you're a passenger, then, you know, you can do that, you know. That's what some people do, you know. They actually use the words on the radio and go through it there. Or at home, if you got a radio on, or you just have your favorite whatever music on, you know, with words, you know, you can lip sync to that, okay? So that's something you can learn to do. Whatever, you know, it's fun. After a while, it does get sore and you get bored with it, but that's something you can do. All right. Now, take a little time away from that. We have arm rods. We're only going to do one for this time. I don't want to get into two because it's a little more difficult. I'll have you have them on here in a little bit. But this one we came up with because it has the Velcro. A little bit easier to keep because they don't break as bad. Now the other one, and I'm going to teach you guys how to do this because I want you to know how to put them on, is the one with the rubber band. Now this one was supposed to have these on it, but I got these up here because I couldn't find any more of these that would work. I had like 3 more that didn't work, but we had more rods than that, so I just put the rubber bands on them. So I want you to learn how to do that. Now, the thing is with the rubber bands, they do break. Sometimes, if you're doing it for a while, they kind of get dry rotted, and they'll break from that, or just from the use of the rubbing on the cloth, it'll break. So you got to keep them. You know, if they look like they're going to break before performance, I suggest changing it because it's going to. You know, if it looks like it's getting worn out, change it before the performance or whatever you're doing. That's why I like these ones more. They're not going to break as much. We're going to try to get some more Velcro and stuff and make them all like this. Now, I do like the ones that were back there. I actually bought those first. They have the little wooden handles on it. It's a little easier, I think. But these ones, if you can learn how to do these ones, then you're going to find that you can do both. So I want you to use these for a while. I think the reason I think they went away from the wooden handles is people will see the handle. Okay? It's surprising how your eyes work and your mind works. A lot of people don't see this rod. I have had people, how do you get that hand to move? They don't see these things. Their mind don't let them see it. And I learned that a lot from other things I do. That your mind and your eyes, if your mind don't see it right, your eyes aren't going to see it. So it's just some kind of a thing. It's chemistry of some sort. But they don't see this. Okay? Huh?
It's all chemistry.
It's all chemistry. So, you know, that's what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand these out. And you can look at the one on the one side, and then I'm going to give you all a rubber band, and you're going to try. So just pass these around, and you'll see how they're on there. And then I'll give you each a rubber band. Everybody take a rubber band. If there's any more, bring them up here. If we need more, we got a few more back there. Did everybody get one? Okay, we're missing one? Okay, we can get you one.
Make sure everybody else gets one.
Okay, hold on. All right.
You need 2.
You too? Okay, you too? Because you can still do it. You want to try?
That's okay.
Who else did he get? Pass it. All right. So, and pass these around. Everybody get a rubber band. And yeah, you can do puppets with the puppet roll through the whole sermon. I'd love to see that. Now, if you have one of these, you just turn it the other direction. You can see how this is the way it will be, you know. But I want you to put the rubber band on this end, just so you can see. But if you need to see how it's on there, you can kind of pull that apart a little bit, and then just do this. I was just trying to come out of a good way to actually teach it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Good job.
All right? So, and it's something, it'll come to you. I hadn't done it in years, and I did it this morning because I thought about it for a while. But then you get, and it goes right on there like that.
Yep.
All right? And what that goes on, it goes on the arm of the puppet. Now, some people get a little fancy with this idea. The idea. They put a watch on there instead of that black band, like a little plastic watch, or for the girls, if you got a girl puppet, maybe a little bracelet, so people won't see the black band. And you see the watch or the bracelet, okay? That gives you a little more idea, but also gets you to maybe a little bit more money because you buy another prop, because props cost money, you know, but I don't know how many you would need. But yeah, it keeps them from actually seeing that band. Or you can put something on the band to make it look like something, you know. There's bands people wear all the time nowadays. But you put your puppet on there like that, and the hand goes into that loop right in there. Okay? Wow. Yep. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to teach you guys how to do entrances and exits, because I want you guys to do that too. But we're going to use the puppets for that. So what I want you to do is I'd like you to go back and look at the puppets, grab some gloves. There's a few over there. Most of them are over on that table. Get yourself a puppet. Right hand, left hand. Who's a lefty? Anybody? Okay, you all right hand? Yes, cool.
Yes,
okay.
Jasmine's a lefty.
All right. If you're left-handed, put it on your left hand. Okay, you don't have to do it on your left hand. Southpaws. And the rest of you put it on your right hand if you're right-handed. Okay. So and then you put your puppet on. So you all can go get a puppet. Go get your glove. Go get your puppet.
I have to smooth my hair.
We're going to be doing. That's exactly what we're going to be doing.
Where's my other eye?
All right.
Oh, I'm a boy.
Everybody on?
I'm a lower voice.
Now, if you notice, some of them are different. The ones that the Tracy shirts, and now that we found the eyeball for the girl, she's
Get her out now.
We'll get her out. That's the band. That's the puppets that I bought. They were all bought together,
We'll fix that.
and they're the band. Okay? Yeah, we can take that. Thank you.
Hey, great.
But as we know, we have another one. I have about 4 more that need work on. But
We got 3 weeks. We'll get them in shape.
all right.
He's got 2 bands on.
They just don't have the wall. But I don't know what they gave me before.
The
They were doing double arm rods, I guess. Okay, everybody got it on? All right, we'll worry about the arm rod later. If you don't have it on, don't worry about that. We'll worry. Now, hold your hand in it the way you're supposed to, okay? And put it up behind your ear. Okay? There's a flat strap on the top. Now, some of them don't have it.
Okay, I don't think I have.
Okay, so if you can't feel it, don't worry. But it will help. But some of the mouths are a little bit smaller, and the hand does fit. Okay, the big ones, like the band members, do have it because their heads are a little bit bigger. This is a band member. Mine is a band member. You got 2 band members. The ones with the silly shirts and like this.
The 70s, yeah.
Yeah. It's that style.
And the pro.
Yeah. Well, you know. I bought these back in the late 80s, so yeah. All right?
I need a bow
Getting a fake hair.
So, yeah, some of them we can't change the clothing, but yeah. We could do that, make them more, and you use things like hairspray to fix them. All right? Now, what I want you to do, okay, we're going to work with them a little bit more, and we're going to do our lip syncing with, and we're going to do it with the puppet on, okay? So just bring your hand down for now. We won't do that. Let's do our counting, okay? So get your hand up there, because remember I said it will look like that. You don't want to get down. Are you ready? Okay? All right, now we're going to do the counting. We're going to do 1 to 20. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Very good. That looked very good. Okay, see? Now, we can have a lot of fun with these guys. So, okay, so now let's do John 3:16, okay?
Okay.
All right? Now, what we're going to do, get ready. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16.
Everlasting life.
So it's a little harder with the puppet on, isn't it? You gotta get used to it.
I have a hard time saying that, Tom.
That's why we're gonna keep practicing. And if you can do it at home, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, does everybody ever put the armor on?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Well,
I know.
right now, get your armor rods on.
I don't
Okay.
know any better.
And
Eat my hand, hang on.
it depends on which hand if you're gonna make my lefty or righty, it's up to you. Just gonna remember, you're gonna have to get used to doing it. Left, I think, for me, left is harder. That's why I always pick this one. I don't know.
Grandpa,
All right?
your arm is, you gotta fix your arm there, Grandpa.
It's got one of them skinny arms. You had an accident, broke an arm.
Grandpa.
Just smacking everybody. It's fine.
Okay. Now, what we're gonna do? Okay, I want you to look at your puppet. All right. Now, we're gonna look off into the distance. Look off into the distance.
Wait, I'm fixing my hand.
Everybody, okay, wait a minute. I'll wait. Let everybody's ready. Okay, hold on.
I'm just smacking myself in the face. Hang on.
Okay.
All right. All right. Okay, is everybody ready now? All right. Now look off into the distance. Okay.
It's like,
I'm just sitting there hitting something in the face.
Okay. You might be bewildered or something. Scratch your head.
I have no hair.
Okay. I want you to. You're getting tired. I want you to yawn. Okay. Yeah. I want you to rub. You're hungry. I want you to rub your tummy.
oh.
Your tummy.
And pat your head.
We'll do that too. We're not gonna do it this time. Okay.
So Tom, did you just move that rod around so that you can get it the right
Yeah, you have to
way?
just move. Yeah, you got to
So you
position
can move
it
it?
so you can do it. Now everybody does it differently.
Oh, my arm is
So
twisting.
you're gonna sneeze. You gotta cover your nose.
Ugh.
Eating my hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna do one. If we're gonna do some praising, we're gonna do it with one. So praise the Lord. You're going to watch.
Raising my hand,
You
you
get
have
it?
a question.
What's your question? You really do?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
You're looking at the sky.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Rub your eyes. You got the sun in your eyes.
I've got glasses on. I'm broken my glasses.
Scratch your head.
Okay.
You're thinking. You put your hand underneath.
Oh.
How would you do that? Now, hopefully, during our 6 weeks, we're going to have a chance to watch the NC people work the Muppets. Now, we don't call these Muppets. I know it looks like the same thing, but Muppets is a trademark name. We can't use it. But I have the Frog Prince, which is one of his early things he did. What we're going to watch it for is not to really watch the cute story, but I want you to watch the puppets, how they handle the emotions that they're doing, or how they're entering and exiting the stage area. Okay, you want to watch how they create it. You can create anything, any kind of emotion, just by how you hold your puppet and how you hold your hand. If he was scared, he would shake his head. Oh, and he'd close his eyes. Oh no. You know, if he's happy, Kermit the Frog does that all the time. If you ever watch him, he's always got his mouth open and it's So you got to watch. You're going to learn to watch for things that you never saw, and you're going to notice things all over the place. But now you're going to start thinking about, really watching what somebody's doing with the puppets. Okay. All right.
He does.
All right. Now,
Grooming.
let's see. Let's comb our hair. Comb our hair. Our hair's a mess. Okay.
Buff your head.
I can just.
I got a mess.
I'll rub my
What's
mustache.
going on
It's
here?
fine.
Okay. Now we're going to try something else.
I'm gonna pull it.
This is something I want to make sure everybody learns. We're going to do it back there too. So I'm going to get you all up back there. Okay.
Go.
All right. today we're going to use the curtains. Next time the curtains won't be there, so I can see who's doing what, okay? But I wanted you guys to see the curtains on the stage so you knew what it looked like. And then when we practice, we're not going to practice with the curtains on. But I'm going to teach you this, and you can do it for your seat. Just be careful who's behind you, okay? If you have anybody behind you, just be careful not to hit them. But when you're on there, and in a little bit I want you to come back, you'll see what's back there. We have these kneeling pads. And you can make them however you want. If you're shorter than most, we will build them up. You know, some of them are already built up, but we can change that and change it to fit our needs, okay? What I want you to do, I don't want to see an escalator. I don't want to see people going up and down in quicksand all the time. Now, quicksand is really something you can have happen whenever your arm's getting tired. You know, all of a sudden you start sinking. They call that beaming quicksand. Somebody can go up and help that person hold their arm up. But another thing you can do is you can hold it up like this yourself. But when you're doing all the other stuff, trying to do the movements, just to remember all that, sometimes you got to get used to doing it, or you'll forget, okay? But you got to hold these things up. And I'm telling you, when you're doing those songs and they're long, this gets tired, okay? Especially when you're doing all the gyrations. I really don't want a puppet just standing there. They look dead, okay? I want you to be doing something. And that's something you're going to notice even when the Muppets aren't talking or even part of the scene as far as the main character. They're in the scene. Watch what they're doing. They might be agreeing with the person or kind of talking to each other a little bit or doing something. But you're gonna make it look like they're talking or just moving around a little bit. You don't have to be crazy with it, but you want to look like they're actually alive at all times. All right? So if they're not really doing anything, I want you to make sure that they're just moving around a little bit, okay? And it gives them that real lifelike. Sometimes people think they're breathing. I've actually had somebody think the thing was breathing. No, not breathing. You thought that, but this is something you can do. You can. No, you're right. Do stuff like that. Okay. Now, when we're back there, I want you to do this. This is how you get the idea for going up on the steps. There are no steps back here, but you're going to pretend there are. You're going up steps, okay? This is how you do it. You bring your arm back a little bit, okay?
Whoa, being smacked.
Okay? You want to hold it back, and then you do this kind of little bouncy thing, and you go up the steps. Okay? All right? Now I'm going to have you all do that back there here in a little bit, okay? I want to see how you do that. But I want you to go take it back, keep it straight, and then go like you're walking up the steps. And then remember when you're up there, you make sure they always look like they're moving around, have some kind of movement. Just as long as they look like they're alive. All right? Now, I want to see if anybody, can anybody tell me how you would make them go down the steps? What would you do?
Falling backwards.
You go, okay, this is what you do. You turn the puppet around, facing the back curtain, and you just go until they're out of sight. You don't want to see something? I've seen escalators. or the elevator thing. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to do it. I want to do it right. Some people get really crazy with this. We're going to have fun, but I know some puppet directors like, whoa. But we're going to have fun with it, but you got to really try to watch. They don't sink in the sand. That's where they go down. That's because your arm's getting tired, and I understand that. And you haven't done this ever. And believe me, on your first time, you're going to find out how hard it can get. But we're going to do all we can to help you and our puppeteers. You're finding out how hard it's going to be, okay? These are people with special needs. They're going to have a little bit harder time, okay? We're just going to love them, and if they can't do it, we're going to have signs to hold. We're going to make some signs. We have some artists in here, I hope, can draw. Because we're going to make some signs. We have a song that I want to do some signs and put some signs up with pictures and things. plus some other things, all right? We are going to try a song I want you to listen to here in a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to try something else here in a minute. So we're going to listen to a song at the end, okay? But we're also going to put, I think I have sunglasses for these guys. This guy used to have a blue sunglasses. I don't know what happened to it. But some of them have hats you can wear. So let's try this again. I want you to all to put your arm back. We're going to go up the step.
I lost my
Ready?
arm stick.
We're going to go up. All right? Okay? Now I want you to turn around and go back down the
Alright, I'll
steps.
pick it up face.
All right?
Yes.
All right.
My skirt? Yes. Something's back in the
Great.
face.
Now, why don't you all get up? I want you to look at the stage and see if, really, with the curtains and all, when you think that's pretty big, but when you get back there, you realize it is big, but you got a bunch of people and props back there. It's awful small. So you got to be real careful, you know, and you know, space is really hard. But go on back there. I want you to see what we got back there from the perspective of the puppeteer. If you want to stand for that, it's a little bit different, but you got to kneel on the kneeling pads. That's why they're up there.
Okay, that's too
If you're too high, like I said, we'll switch them around. You might just need one.
I just need like a semi one.
And we don't want to see you. We want to see the puppet. So,
I'm going to my
now this is where you got to remember to lock your arm behind your ear, because you're going to see that front curtain. It's going to be hard to keep that puppet up there, so it looks right.
You want to try it? Okay, you gonna sit up there and watch us? Okay.
Sit there and watch.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm falling off.
Just remember, don't push on this because it's not on here real tight. It will fall down. So you don't want to do that during a performance. Practice don't matter really, but you got to remember this thing is not going to stay here, so don't really push too hard. It does pop off. Okay. Now what I want to see, I'm not going to see who you are this time, but I want to see your heads. If you can get down a little bit. I don't want to see the top of anybody's head. Okay. Just make sure you're not going to be anybody's way when you do the entrances and exits. Are we ready?
No, we're having issues.
Uh-oh. Well, at least I can't see you. Right. We lost the head. Well, we got a lot of puppeteers.
Are you gonna go to the back?
But you're all not going to be up here all the whole time. Okay, that's what's nice about it. You're going to be up here seeing one other person. Everybody else will be back. And some people will be on the back wall, and the pastor's going to do that one. That'll work too. I might have to lower that wall a little bit because you can see half the puppet. We'll work on that.
Did you just go down the elevator?
So, yeah. Okay, now you guys ready?
No. Okay. Maybe.
Okay. Now give each other a room so you can do the
I'm gonna get
entrances
paid
and
by
exits.
puppets over here.
Okay? So, okay, try to enter properly and see how it looks. Okay, make sure you give it more of a bouncy,
Okay.
yeah, you don't want to look like the rigid. You want to bounce your elbow. Just bounce your elbow. Make your elbow go up and down. There, I like Grandpa. That's good. You're getting it.
Good job, Grandpa. I was paying.
High five.
Okay.
Oh.
How we, okay. Oh.
Good job.
Okay, go, turn around, go down. Let's see you go down. You can wave goodbye if you have your arm run on sometimes. Cool. That's after the fact. All right. I want to see you enter again. Enter again.
Oh, hello, puppet.
Now, some of them look like they're coming up on a board. Don't do that. You don't want them to come like bounce up. You want them to bounce. You want them to give your puppet some movement.
That's who I am.
Okay.
Hands doing weird things.
That's me.
All right. Now go turn around, go down.
Bye-bye.
I'm waiting for the audience. How you doing, audience? Now look off into the distance. You're going to see who's way back in the back of the auditorium. Scratch your head because you think somebody's not here and you wonder where they're at. Now it's almost lunchtime, you're hungry, rub your tummies. You got people that are looking at the ceiling. And remember, you hold your hand down the whole time.
Do you have your teeth in so you can eat?
Nope.
Okay? Hold your hand down. Get it, lock that in there. And I know it hurts a little bit, but
What?
okay? Now fix your hair.
Oh.
I don't have her.
Hurry. Be careful of the dew, dear.
Hide your eyes.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, you're getting tired. Yawn. All right. All right. Now we're going to talk. We're going to do our counting. So get that arm up there the proper way, behind your ear. Lock your arm in place. Lock your elbow. If you can lock that elbow, it should stay up. Okay. Now we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now we gotta watch now we don't bite the words, okay? And don't make it look rigid, okay? Relax when you're doing this. If you're getting too, sometimes if you're not relaxed, your mouth looks like it's just like, I don't know, a board opening up. I don't know. But I mean, it doesn't look relaxed. And after a while, you'll see what I mean if you see the video later, okay? Okay, you got to make sure you just stay relaxed, okay? Now we're going to do John 3:16, okay? John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Right? If you have the same problem I do sometimes, that last band does come off. So you got to kind of work with that. Sometimes it pops off in the worst possible times.
Okay, great.
But you have to deal with that, and you have to still keep that mouth moving. That's why it's the glove. Okay? Now turn around and walk down.
Hey, bye-bye.
I know it gets tired.
Whoa.
All right. Now I'm going to get a few of you on the back wall. So somebody go up to the back wall. And we're gonna fix the back wall because I can tell that we need to. I put this up last night after work. It's going to need some adjustments.
I can go on the back.
Go ahead.
Can you see my head?
If you want to, you can.
Just come on. Try it.
It's just for Jasmine. It's just fun.
Look.
You want to go in there? Okay. All right. Now I want you to do your entrances and exits, everybody. You people on the back wall. Everybody's going to probably get a chance to be up front and on the back. So, and we'll fix that so we can.
Grandpa has a question.
So you don't look like half a puppet.
Grandpa has a question.
Yes, Grandpa.
Can you see my head?
Yep. Well, I see your hand, the arm rod. Yeah.
My actual head?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
No, your head's going. I thought you smacked your hand. I saw your hand for a moment. Okay, you're doing good. All right, and that front one's going to be fixed too, because I noticed some are having a hard
Hey,
time
why don't you come
keeping
stand
it up.
over here?
So we're going to we'll see if we can lower it. I don't think we can lower that anymore. We might have to raise you up a little bit. So that's why we have those things to raise you up.
The boss. Tom's the boss.
You raise me up.
Okay. I'm going to get it started. Okay, let's do an entrance. A nice entrance. There you go. There you go. That's good. That's good. That's good. You guys are getting better. You've only been doing it a few minutes. That's good. Okay. Now, turn around and exit. There you go. I know it's not as easy as it looks, right? I actually had people quit after the first day. It's not that easy, but hey, we're going to have more fun with it. Very good. Okay. Are you ready for lunch?
No. Okay.
right, let's do this again. Enter. Okay. Now, here's another thing, and I noticed this, especially when you're new at this. Watch, keep your arms out in the front as much as you can, because it looks like their arms are dislocated from their shoulders. So you got to try to keep it up front here, because if you have it down to the side, sometimes it kind of gets behind their back, and it looks like their arms broken. And it looks like they're just, you got to remember what it looks like to the audience, okay? All right, and if you can just keep it down to the front, and you can use it, you can wave, why don't we wave to the audience, okay?
It looks like my hand is broken
Yep.
when I wave.
All right, now you can also sort of wave when you're leaving too. When you turn around, this is going to do an exit. Yeah, there you go, Pastor, you got it. And then you go down, okay? And we'll get used to doing the entrances. You guys are doing good after the first day, because only a couple of you have only done this before, so that's good. Now, I want you to listen to this song. It's a fun song we want to do during our performances. We picked out a couple songs, some sketches, some silly jokes. And as I told you, that's why I got the corny characters to do this. They're called corny jokes. So we're going to have some fun with it. Yes. Hey, you know my sense of humor and my personality. So this is called Shout. Now, it's a parody. Parodies are songs that they took, that were around for a while and changed the words. But we're going to listen to this song, and I'm going to see if you can do the lip syncing. Now, the word's shout, and if you guys remember the old song, you'll know what this is from. We'll let play it. Okay?
The Lord makes me want to shout, put my hands up and shout, throw my hands up and shout, throw my head back and shout. Come on now, shout and get to praise the Lord. Shout and get to praise, yeah, 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 yeah. Praise the Lord. Praise Him right now, believer. Praise the Lord. Come on, come on. Praise the Lord. Praise Him right now. Praise the Lord. Come on now. Say that you love Him. Say that you need Him. Say that you serve Him. You want to please Him. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. I still remember when I was just 9 years old. I asked Him in my heart, and the Lord saved my soul. Now I'm all grown up, and I want the world to know I love Jesus, and I just want to let Him show. I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now, He's been good to me, yeah. I've been to myself, hey, since it made me so happy now, I won't serve nobody else. I said I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now, the Lord makes me wanna shout, get my hands up, shout, throw my hands up, shout, throw my head back, shout, come on now, shout, come on now, shout, come on now, shout, ooh, it's something 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 now, shout, ooh, we love it 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 now, shout, ooh, we love it, sing, hey, 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 praise the Lord now, praise the Lord now, praise the Lord now, praise the Lord now, come on now, come on now, come on now, the Lord makes me want to shout.
It's not as easy as it looks. It's just a little hard, right? But you're going to get used to it. Now we're going to have everybody up there we can with the puppet, okay? How about one more time? So we'll have everybody, that's a good idea. We'll have everybody go back and see what you can do. Later on, we're going to add things like other props, signs and stuff.
a different song. We're going to do this song. We have another song planned you'll get to hear later.
Okay, you coming?
All right. I haven't done this in a while.
You think you can?
All right. When you're ready, if you want to be on the back wall, go ahead. Don't worry about, I know we have to fix that. That can be fixed. Oh, I see his head. All right,
the Lord makes me wanna shout, kick my heels up and shout, throw my hands up and shout, throw my head back and shout. Come on now, jump and get to praise the Lord. Jump and get to praise, yeah, 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 yeah. Praise the Lord, praise Him right now, believer. Praise the Lord, come on, come on. Praise the Lord, praise Him right now. Praise the Lord, come on now. Say that you love Him, say that you need Him, say that you serve Him. You wanna please Him. Come on now, come on now, come on now. I still remember when I was just 9 years old. I asked Him in my heart, and the Lord saved my soul. Now I'm all grown up, and I want the world to know I love Jesus, and I just want to let Him show. I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now, He's been good to me daily, better than I've been to myself. Hey, hey, since it made me so happy now, I won't serve nobody else. Hey, hey, I said I want you to know. I said I want you to know right now, the Lord makes me wanna shout, kick my heels up and shout, throw my hands up and shout, throw my head back and shout. Come on now, come on now, come on now. Ooh, it's something now, 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 ooh, it's louder now, ooh, it's louder now, ooh, it's louder now, ooh, it's louder now, a little louder now, a little louder now, a little louder now, a little louder. Sing, hey, 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 praise the Lord now, praise the Lord now, praise the Lord now, praise the Lord now. Come on now, come on now, come on now. The Lord makes me wanna shout.
Good job for the first time. Good job. We'll work on it. You guys are getting good.
Okay, so now we're going to delve a little bit into just what I've come up with, and it's very broad because any of you that have worked with students with special needs, they're all very unique. And so I'm giving you a broad brush of some things that could possibly happen, but it will get very detailed once you are partnered with your puppeteer. And then we can get more specific if you have questions, okay? So we're gonna be kind of broad, and he's texting instead of using. Okay, so I start out very general, and in the first 2 slides, Tom's covered them all. But the first one, what is Don't You Dare? Yeah. He's ready to just flip through the slides. Did you notice it? But anyway, what is puppeteering? And when you think about it, it's bringing an inanimate object to life. You're picking up this lifeless thing and you're making it someone. And then you have to know how to work with multiple puppets sometimes, sometimes not. Delivering scripted dialogue or following audios of pre-recorded, or perhaps the buddy will read and the puppeteer will perform. Being aware aware of the other puppeteers participating in the script. And I think that's one thing you're going to have to prepare for with the puppeteers. Let them know that there are other people, but you don't want to keep them real close together. They need space, and they could possibly need you between them sometimes. And so then they have to remember positions, directions, movements. It could require cueing from you as the buddy. The ability to use physicality to express the character, and Tom went into a lot of this. How do we show happiness and joy and contribute to the ideas to improve performance? So always ask them for feedback, because they might be experiencing something you're not even thinking about, but then when they bring it up, it's just like, I never thought of that. So always ask them, does this feel comfortable? And allow them to have that voice. Okay, so what's needed? First of all, we want to make the puppets into characters. And so, needless to say, what you learned this morning, it requires stamina and resilience, right? Because you're working in cramped quarters, not so cramped here. This is a nice big stage. But, you know, it might feel cramped to them, but also the muscle tone, and they're not going to come having lifted their 10-pound weights as recommended. So remember that, and sometimes you might have to have them help them hold up, you know, their arm. You know, just be there just to support them wherever they need it. And a lot of it is just observing and then responding. And then it's very aware of the strengths and limitations of the puppet. You know, they might try to get the puppet to do things that the puppet can't do. So be prepared for that too, because sometimes it's very exciting when you get that new puppet in your hand. And then, of course, you're going to eventually get into lip syncing, you know, and as Tom did it with the syllables, he's already broken it down, you know, and that's how you do it. You break it down for them. Model. And be aware of the set and location so they know, do we get here, do we get there, where the positioning is, and then be able to communicate with the team members, knowing where they are and when they're supposed to come up and when they're not, cueing required, and then have a wide range of vocal skills if they're going to be eventually talking for the puppet. You know, and Tommy's in the midst, he's got voice recordings of different types of talking. So depending on how far you get, what you will need. Okay, so that's just kind of a rebriefing of what Tom has already shown us. Okay, and I think this is the most important aspect, not only in this situation, but in life itself. It's what Jesus taught us. What's the most important thing? Building relationships. So, first thing, of course, and I have no doubt that this is going to happen here because I've witnessed it myself, making the puppeteers feel welcome. We are so glad you are here, and make them feel that. Don't just say it, let them feel the warmth of this community. And encourage them to share things. Get to know them, even through talking with them. I'm your buddy, I've been paired up with you. What's your favorite thing in life? You know, what do you like doing? Just little questions so that they get to know you, that you get to know them, and then say what you like, you know, sharing with them too. And so it's just that whole relationship thing. And then introducing your puppeteers to the puppets. So they're going to be set up with this, wow. So you go back and have them look around, see the different puppets, and things like that, and then be able to explore it, and explore through the puppets. Like, what puppet do you think you'd like to work with sometime when you are the puppeteer? You know, can you tell me what puppet you would like? And then modeling. Sit them down, and then you model a little puppet performance for them to see this is what you're going to end up doing. So model for them so that they see that, and then allow them to start working the puppets and having little conversations, or as Tom did, you know, counting so that they know how to move the puppet. Okay, so and it just, they have you there as their support. And then use short, clear instructions, and also nonverbal cues. Sometimes, you know, you just need to redirect or something. And then provide time and peer interactions as the puppeteers get to know each other too. Because you want relationships to happen while they're here. We want them to build friendships within the other puppeteers. And then observe and note puppeteer strengths and weaknesses. So it's something, you might not be writing them down, but you're collecting them. These are things that I notice. This is something that I'm probably going to focus in on when they start the scripts and things like this. So basically, observing, making note, and even afterwards jotting down some things that you notice that you might need to redirect or something like that, okay? So, what I thought, needless to say, working, is the differentiation of, and if some of you have had me for class, you might know of the differentiation and the ways we differentiate. And one is through content, what type of content we're going to teach them. Then it's through process, how we're going to teach them. And the product is the final performance, which would be the puppets. And then the last one is the environment. So I decided to just go through these to kind of give some broad ideas of what you might encounter. So with the content, I thought it's a selection of the scripts. Are the scripts going to be where they're going to verbalize, or are they going to be pre-written where the buddies are going to talk, or are they going to be audio scripts, or are you going to use music? And so these are different ways that you can choose the content based on the abilities of the puppeteers. So you might even start forming, while we're working through this, you might even, while you're working through it, start dividing the students. And you don't want to just completely divide by, high, low, middle, or anything. You want to integrate all levels in all performances if you can, but sometimes you might have ones that's just going to be something totally different because of ability level, and that's fine. And then I thought, start small, okay, and model performance, reduce the length of the performance, because as you guys know, holding up those puppets, you're going to make the segment short. You're not going to go through a whole song, maybe a verse, and things like that. But to do it small, but with that, they're able to do it better too, and you're able to help them more. So start small, and then read or play skits and have the puppeteers raise their puppets at appropriate times before getting them into the specific lip syncing. So what I was noticing on the song that you sang, there was the main voice, and then there were the people chiming in. So even if you are the main singer, and then you chime in, and then there was an echo chime. So dividing them up to know which one was going to be the lead singer, which one was the first, and which one was the second, and knowing when to pop up. Don't have to sing this time, but let's pop up when you're on stage, And then you're up there on stage during the performance, but you know when you're supposed to. And this could come with the buddies, elbow tapping sometimes. But this gets them used to listening for what they should be listening for them to know when they should be moving the puppet. And then just have certain puppets be nonverbal puppets. Sometimes you're going to get the ones that aren't going to get it quite yet. But then I was thinking, if you had a little skit, Daniel in the lion's den, you're going to have a bunch of lions there, and they're not going to be saying anything. They're just going to be roaming around while Daniel is probably talking about what he's thinking about and talking to the Lord. But not nonverbal, but they're there and they're part of the script, okay? So these are just different things to think about as far as content when you get to know the puppeteers and you can start visualizing and start formulating what are we going to focus on for the skits. Okay, so that's the content. Then we go into the process. Okay, alternative path to operating the puppets. Okay, and this one, I didn't notice any stick puppets, but this is one that came from Liz Crawford, who I talked to, and she's had classes in puppeteering. She teaches at New Horizon. So this is just if needed, as necessary, okay? But if you have some with limited mobility and more severe disabilities, What she does with her students is she kind of has them work with stick puppets at first before she gets to any ones that she would have to move, just so they know when to jump up and how to move through. So I don't know what your puppeteers are going to be like, but this could be an option too. And then the other thing is like having the students model emotions using puppets, which Tom displayed for us, you know, but just going through those. Make your puppet be sad, make your puppet be happy. How do we show joy, you know, and things like that. And then if time is there, and this is one of Liz's ideas, which she uses with hers, is have the student design a puppet of themselves. And she just has patterns out with different faces, male and female, and then little outfits, like there might be a shirt and a bow tie, or a dress, or just, you know, some type of top thing, and then have them introduce themselves through the curtain to the other people, getting used to lifting and talking. And so that's what she does with her students, and she said it works really well to introduce the puppets to them. It's a slower way, but she says it is very successful, and then they start being more and more confident when they're handed the other puppets. So, and then of course, the whole thing is observing them and just making mental note. Here's what I notice. Okay, you know, Bobby doesn't pop up when he's supposed to, so he might need more cueing. He might need redirected. And then sometimes what you might notice behind the curtain is one kid is just being an irritant to the rest of the kids. So we need somebody right there with him, okay, to make sure that he's not disturbing the other puppeteers. You know, and it might be we assign, we'll call him Louie. We assign Louie to a smaller group and maybe not make him in a scene with as many other puppeteers. Maybe make it a 2-member scene, you know? And so these are things that you're going to, you know, maybe encounter, maybe not, but to be aware of. And how we do it all is through observation, because we don't have to do diagnostic testing with these ones, right? We don't have to worry about what their IQ is or what their reading level or math level. We're just observing them and placing them as puppeteers, okay? Okay. Then the product. So this is, by this time, when you're deciding what the product is going to be, you've probably already grouped them by abilities and by teams. You know, it seems like these 3 really get together well. Let's put them on a team. But we don't want to put Louie in with them because Louie wants to just beat up on Bobby, so we got to keep them separate. So hopefully you won't encounter any of that, but just in case. But anyway, so by now you've already looked at how the kids work together, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and what script or audio you're going to use for each group of performers, okay? So then, are we going to use sticks, socks, puppets, or actual those puppets, you know? And which students can use what, which puppeteers can use what, and even if they're intermixed, it's still going to be an excellent performance for people watching and people performing. You know, we want to make it comfortable for all of them, where they're enjoying what they're doing and they're seeing worth in what they're doing. And then allow puppeteers to read scripts, act out scripts as buddies, do reading, like you guys might be reading and they're doing the lip syncing. Or, like we said, pre-recorded audios, or a song that's already been recorded, like the example that Tom used. And I always like this one, send the scripts home with them, because these parents are gonna love what you're doing. You are including their children in something outside of the academic school day that they're not gonna have to worry about getting tested on or being evaluated for. They are going to have fun, and they're meeting other kids that they can have fun with, and getting relationships with them as well as relationships with their buddies. this is something these parents are going to cherish you for. Trust me. Exactly. And they're meeting others, forming bonds, forming relationships, you know? And that's what's so good about it. So these parents are gonna love it. And another thing I thought of too, once they come in, you could even maybe do a parent survey to get to know the student better. Like, you know, what's their favorite thing to do? What do they like? What's a good reward for them? If we're having to do a few behavior modification things, you know, what will they respond to? Here's a jelly bean. Be a little quiet while we're doing this, you know, or something. But and how, because sometimes when you get students doing things that they really like maybe if you make one of this, you have a few people that the parents that responded, you know, they just love outdoor stuff. Make one of the skits an outdoor scene, you know, that they can picture in their mind of actually doing. You know what I'm saying? And so by getting something from the parents, even if it's just little things that you can use to help enhance the experience for the puppeteer, it's going to be greatly appreciated. Okay, and then of course, the differentiated environment, and Todd's already doing it with the different packets to stand on and kneel. But stage curtain levels is what I put, and then I thought a difficult one would be the wheelchair. If you have wheelchair people, they're going to have a higher curtain, but that one might take care of it. Because I was thinking, if you had someone in a wheelchair, you'd have to hire the curtain, but then you'd have to build extra up if there's someone with them. But with the 2 tiers, I think you're pretty well set. But I already noticed them modifying the cushions anyway. So see, you guys are already thinking of modifications and accommodations just from your experience back there, you know? So I think this is going to come easy to you guys. And then buddy interaction, let the puppeteers know that you're going to be working with them and beside them as they adjust to puppeteering. And I would always have buddies back here most of the time anyway, but we don't want buddies out here to be watching the performance to say, you know, are all the puppets at the correct height? Is someone not coming up? Is someone's head showing as they're working the puppet? So you need buddies on both sides. Because there's going to be the ones out here critiquing back here, and then there's going to be ones here providing the support as needed. And so then it's just like, you know, just when you need anything. And then reduce distractions as much as possible. And if you have students or puppeteers coming in with assistive technology, I think that's going to be easy to work in because they're pretty well versed in their assistive technology, just due to their placements. And of course, observe and make required modifications as needed, okay? It's hard to plan for. So, observation is the key word when we're starting this. So you're gonna start the observations, your very next one, you know, and you're gonna be assigned your buddy and just make notations. Mental notations, written notations, but as you work with them, you're gonna notice, you know, okay, they're not quite getting the syllables, every word is one, you know, no syllables, okay. No problem today, but that's what we're gonna work on, you know, so things are gonna pop out. But the big thing is, remember that each of us are individually and uniquely made by our Creator. And we all have strengths and weaknesses, and so individual strengths and weaknesses, that's what we're going to look for. So which puppeteers can read? If you're thinking of doing reading scripts, make sure you never put one that's a non-reader in a reading situation, because that's just going to overwhelm them, frustrate them, and disappoint them. It's gonna feel like school. You don't want this feeling like school. Absolutely, yes. And so these are the things that you're going to be observing and learning, and these are the way you're going to make, you know, and then you're just going to make it. Which puppeteers are good listeners? Which need prompting? You know, are you listening for when your part is up? or am I gonna have to remind you? Which are good at following directions, and some might not be, so it's like you redirect, you repeat the directions, you lead them to the correct. What are the physical limitations of certain puppeteers, and how do we accommodate for those? And then what I always like to do is just ask questions of the puppeteers. Is there something that you're feeling uncomfortable with? Are you enjoying what you're doing? Things like that. So it's just keeping that relationship going and also listening to them. It isn't all about us observing them and telling them what to do. Sometimes they are going to teach us lessons of what we could be doing better that we don't think about, and then they make a recommendation. Oh yeah, I never thought of that. Good recommendation. And then, you know, incorporate scripts that include the puppeteer's passions if possible. Okay. So, where do we go from here? Very broad. Sorry, but I don't see any puppeteers, you know. So working with puppeteers will require getting to know the person. That's relationship building, huge. And when in doubt, ask a parent. If you're having problems with a specific child, just say to the parent, you know, everything's going fine, but, you know, when the music goes, some might need headphones to dull the noise, you know? And so, but they might not bring them here. But then if you mention to the parent, oh, well, you know, I forgot, I didn't think they need them here. But yeah, he usually wears headphones when there's a lot of people in a room or something like that. So parents, number one, they know that child. So, yes, exactly. And you're seeing it, so you ask the parent, goes, oh yeah, right. Well, when that happens, when he's out, here's what we do. So that's giving you excellent information. And then I put, if struggling with issues or not having success with certain puppeteers, Mrs. Austin. And then I included, see the other one, you have support from me and from Liz Crawford. Okay? So Liz Crawford has volunteered her time. And she loves puppeteering. She loves students, and she is one of the most nurturing teachers I've ever observed, which is why I called her to help me. And then found out that she has taken 3 puppeteering classes and uses puppets in her classroom. So we have an expert puppeteer for special needs students. And our prayer is, of course, that the puppeteer find enjoyment and worth as they work here, with just a supportive group of people that want the best for them. So, okay, questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
What if you get somebody that's very talkative? How would you squash? I know, without saying, how would you squash that?
I don't know, how do we?
What did you say? I missed it.
Well, Tom's a little chatty.
I asked
So
that
we're
question.
interested in yeah, how do you?
He gives me that look.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it, Tom. All right. Tom, thank you, Tom.
It's so funny that you would ask that question. One time I was called by a church if I would come in and do training for them because they had one member in their Sunday school that monopolized the whole Sunday school class, and the teacher wasn't able to teach because this guy kept talking all the time. And it's just like, okay, well, I don't know the specific people, but here's what's worked for me. Okay, in one situation, it was actually while I was at Geneva College, and one student was monopolizing most of our class by talking and adding and things like this, so I just talked with her after class, and I said, I have to know what the other students in the class know. So you have to limit your talking so that I can hear what they know and what questions they have. And it worked for me. Now, when I taught younger students, very individualized. Okay, sometimes you just had to, you know, no talking zone. If you keep talking, you know, you're moving over here where no one else is around you. and no one else is gonna listen to you. You know, so sometimes you have to go to those measures, and in a situation like that, if that were to happen here and it was someone you had to remove, the buddy would go with them.
Right.
Yeah, the buddy's gonna go with them. And the first thing you wanna do as the buddy is, they're still gonna wanna talk, say, no talking. Right now, we're just gonna be silent. Because that's why we're over here, too much talking, so let's be silent. And every time they talk, you know, and just sit for a certain amount of time. Yeah, seriously, cue it. Yes, zip it. Yeah. But just sit with them. They're not alone, like they might be in school, they have a buddy with them. And they're gonna notice that difference. I'm here, I'm being punished. They're here helping. And then you decide on a time limit, like it might be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then it's just like, okay, you ready to go back? Can we do it? And if we can't, we're gonna be back over here. But we wanna learn how to work the puppets, right? And then bring it back.
One of the things we already thought about doing, I didn't talk about it today.
Why don't you stand up and tell
Yeah,
us?
stand up.
Okay, I forgot about this, but I was thinking about, you know, while we're doing this, if somebody's talking, whether it be me or somebody here that has an idea, and I learned this way back, I worked at a camp, and they had a sign for this, and I thought, we could work this with puppets. It was Camp Conakry. I don't know if you've ever been to Camp Conakry, but they had a sign for everybody to be quiet, and then they could go on from there. And I thought, well, we're doing puppets, right? You know? So I came up with this, okay? When we do this, have your finger over there, that means shh, okay, quiet. And I forgot to talk about it today, but I wanted to and I didn't do it, but now
Perfect.
you are. But we're gonna do that. That means everybody, you know, we'll get everybody calm down, and then whether, say, somebody in the, that one of you, puppeteers, or somebody,
Yeah.
just wants to say something, then we can pick on that person. You can say what you want to say, and they might have a great idea, you know, but you're not gonna be able to hear it if everybody's talking.
Exactly.
You know, so that's what we're gonna do, and then, you know, if it's just like I don't know how it is when we first get here, everybody's excited, but if we do this, I mean, it's time to get started, okay? Now, okay, we still have our excitement, but now we gotta be focused. I'm the same way, believe me, I get so excited, I wanna talk about everything. That's me, I'm enthusiastic, and sometimes I got it. He's gonna do this for church from now on.
But that is good,
But, you know,
because you're introducing it up front, and then you can use it individually with your puppeteer buddy. It would just be like they're talking, just go like this. And they'll know immediately what it means. So you don't have to say a word. Yeah, if you've introduced it. All right. He answered his own question.
Yeah, I guess so.
Good.